Shockadoobie.
Calculated.
Shockadoobie.
Slay.
What a save.
So funny.
Hello to all you scatterbrains out there, and welcome to a new episode of the Scattercast. This is the 7th installment of the podcast where 4 young adult friends scatter their brains through fun and serious conversations about life. Just as a reminder, you can find us on most major platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, all at the Scattercast.
Woo!
So guys, guess what?
What?
Chicken butt.
I finally have heating in my apartment.
OMG.
Yay.
I know, right? It's
Congratulations.
kind of a big deal.
I believe it.
Lately, it's been not cold, but fall weather for sure. And there's like a few hours in the afternoon where the sun is like really coming through our living room windows. And so it'll heat up the place to like around 70. Other than that, though, we're averaging like low 60s, and it has not been awesome. Like, that's not freezing, obviously, but
Actually, freezing is like 32 degrees Fahrenheit and under.
thank you,
Good
Tony.
job, Tony.
And actually, if you're speaking Celsius, 60 degrees is pretty warm.
I said
Good job, Tony.
60 degrees Celsius is
that's actually insanely hot. It's pretty warm is an understatement.
pretty warm.
Well, hey, I'm born in Mississippi, so I know heat.
Yeah, you just proved that. No, so like it's been nice. Like yesterday, because we've just been waiting for the building management people to like switch it over, right? And so yesterday, my roommate and I were coming back from dinner. We ate at this like Cuban place that was really yummy, and
I don't know if I've ever had Cuban.
yeah, it was I've had like super minimal experiences with it, so it was fun.
There's a Cuban place right over there, right outside our,
Yeah,
like
Cuban
right close to our
sandwich
place. Yeah,
You gotta try it.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Cuban food's good.
It was, I don't know. It was okay.
I don't know that Tony loved what he got. But
Yeah,
that's
no,
okay.
maybe
fair.
I'd have to try something different.
Yeah.
Tony's awfully picky, so.
That is just straight cap.
Is it?
So, Scatterbrains, I want to say a fun story from college when I would make pizza for all our friends, and I put a leaf of basil on my slice on a pizza. And Allie over here comes over here with the most disgusted looking face, pointing at that thing and said, "What
you're
is that
building
green
in-
thing? What is that green thing? Ew!" And picked it off.
That is not what
It's a basil leaf, Allie.
I have basil growing in my kitchen right now. I've grown as a person.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
now,
Okay. Yeah. As a
Yeah.
person. All right.
not then.
No.
I'm not a picky
He added
eater.
some details that were not accurate.
What?
I didn't
Embellished
say,
a
what is
little bit.
that green thing? Ew.
Yes,
I
you
was probably
did.
like, what's that leaf on there?
You said no. You literally said, "What is that green thing?"
Well, maybe to describe it, but I didn't say ew.
Yeah,
She
what
didn't
your
say
what
ew.
your face was in body language was saying "ew," and then you didn't
My
eat it,
face
did you?
is naturally very judgmental. I did eat it.
You ate the pizza, but you didn't eat the basil leaf.
I think it's good.
Yeah, because you have to have gluten-free bread. Your
I knew
pizza
that was.
sucks
I was just
anyways.
waiting. That's what the pause was there for. It's just Tony to fill in some gluten joke, pizza stories, and heating. That's what we're starting off the podcast with.
Riveting.
Riveting.
How's everybody been since we last recorded?
It's been good. I am now unemployed. Whoop whoop.
Sweet. How are you adjusting to that life?
Well, to be honest, we were like gone for the weekend, and now we're back, and it feels like it's Thanksgiving break, even though I'm no longer in school. But it's like the fall weather, and like I don't have anything to do except a bunch of wedding stuff, which I actually do have a lot to do, but it's all that kind of stuff, so it feels like Thanksgiving break. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Nice.
I mean, that's like your frame of reference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a break in the fall, Thanksgiving break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about you, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, we traveled for like 5 days. It was a lot of driving because we drove 5 hours one way, then hour and a half and back. So 3 hours really the next day. Then the next day we drove 5 hours, then stayed one day and drove back another 5 hours the next day. It was a lot of driving.
It was a lot of driving.
There's a lot of driving.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm just trying to get all the work that I have on my plate done by next Wednesday, and I'm doing really well though. I'm like ahead of my schedule, so I'm doing well. But it has been a lot, and I'm helping Talia with the wedding stuff, and every day has a new checklist to like get things done. So it's a busy
I have
time.
a very
That's the truth.
extensive checklist. And I have what I have to do every day of the week. That's it. There was nothing more to that.
Yeah.
But it is
That's good
extensive.
though.
I bet it is extensive because the wedding is right around the corner. Some would say it's next week. Some would say it's next week. I don't think.
Some would say it's just soon. That's what I'm going to say.
I would say it's
coming
next
up.
week. Next weekend.
It's
But when this episode is out, we'll have been married for about a week.
whoa.
So all this
Sweet.
like
That's
stress
crazy.
and planning and crap, like
Doesn't matter.
it really doesn't matter. So if you're listening to the podcast, just skip over this part because it's all done and we're all happily married.
We're
No,
all.
no, we're not.
We're all happily
All of
us.
married.
Yeah,
Together.
no, not yet. No.
Is that legal?
Well,
Can't do that.
2 of us will be happily married, and then the other 2 are just alone forever.
Tony.
Actually, I'd like to take a moment to point out that both Sean and Allie are great individuals, and they
And
will
they're
find,
single.
they're single. They're both single, and they will find someone special for them.
It could be you.
It could be you listening to this podcast right now.
There's a scatterbrain out there for everyone.
Is it going to be, when I listen back to this, is it going to be me that's marrying myself?
No.
Oh.
Like, are you referencing me?
I guess you just can't listen to this episode then. Unless you want to marry yourself, which is, I mean, do you?
Sounds like an expensive commitment to myself.
That is an expensive
Yeah.
commitment. to
So
yourself.
it's going to medical school.
Yeah.
Hopefully that one pays off in the long run. We'll
Yeah, I was
see.
going to say one of those eventually pays the
Hopefully.
bills. All right. Well, I think we should get into our first segment where we are discussing family on this week's Scattered Advice.
It's time for Scattered Advice.
Family.
Uh-oh.
We all have one of those.
Some less than others. Right.
All right. It's time for Scattered Advice, the part of the show where we draw from our deep, deep wealth of life experience and wisdom to help people with their problems. And as I said earlier, the theme is family. The first Scattered Advice we have is titled, "Sorry, You're Not Invited, but Will You Babysit?"
Oof.
And this person,
All right.
yeah, I know.
That's exciting.
This person says, "My cousin is getting married in a few months. It is his second marriage. They want to keep it small, and they decided they aren't inviting cousins." And this person kind of goes into like, "I wasn't expecting to be invited, so like I'm not upset about that at all. I have to work on the wedding day anyway, blah, blah, blah." But then the important part is, "But my aunt thought it would be acceptable to text and ask my mom to ask my sister and me to babysit her grandkids," which includes 3 kids, all under the age of 12, 2 toddlers, and a 10-month-old for the night of the wedding. Am I being ridiculous and being offended by this? And like, what should this person do in response? Like, how should they manage this situation?
I'm not fully sure I understand what the relationship is. So it's a second marriage. Are these grandkids like
Not a second marriage. Is it a second marriage?
he
It
just
is.
yeah, it's
Oh.
a second
So-
marriage. Are these kids like the kids of the bride and groom, or the bride or groom, whoever's getting remarried, or what's the deal?
It's the mother's grandkids.
So
Oh,
is
wait,
it
hold on.
the groom's kids?
Oh, it's
then?
it's the aunt's grandkids.
The mother of either the bride or the grooms. The aunt
Yeah.
of the person writing this.
Essentially family kids.
It
So
sounds
it's like a
it could be the
cousin's
groom-
cousin.
A cousin.
Sounds
no.
like it could be the groom's children.
It wouldn't be the cousin's cousin. It's the
It's worded a little like
So is his
family
aunt the
tree.
groom's mom?
Yes, something like that. Yes.
So
Yeah,
then it's
something
the
like that.
groom's kids.
It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
the grooms.
It
They
doesn't
could
have
have
to
a
be.
I think
brother.
that's what it is.
Oh, so it's a
though.
it's probably that.
Okay.
It's a little.
it's either a groom's kids or a brother of the groom's kids.
Yes.
It doesn't super specify.
Or
It just it
sister.
more focused on like the age.
Or sister's
But yeah,
kids, yeah.
Like,
Either way, I would say I don't think it's wrong to be offended because that is like a situation, a little uncomfy.
can you elaborate?
It feels like you're asking them to do a job for your wedding without the benefit of being able to enjoy your wedding. So like I wouldn't have asked one of my cousins, "Hey, would you cater my wedding?" but then not invite them like to the ceremony or something. It just feels like using. And I don't think that's necessarily bad because like you are family, and if they are really trying to keep it small, like I think that's fine. Weddings are really expensive, but I don't think it's wrong for the person writing this to feel like that's an icky situation.
Yeah, I think I mostly agree. I think it depends on the person whether you're gonna get like offended by that or not. I mean, on the side of like the bride and groom deciding to have a small thing and not inviting cousins, and he seems to be well aware of that and okay, like he's fine with that. Now I think on that point, if you're fine with it, you're fine to also say like, hey, I want you to enjoy your wedding, and I'm your cousin. I'll help out. I'll babysit some kids. Maybe he's not as fine with it as he really thought, and now it's like, well, I don't want to help out, but it is 3 kids. That's a lot to like look after.
It's 6 kids.
6
kids.
It's 6?
Yeah, 3 who are like 12, 11, and 5. 2 toddlers who are 2 and 3, and 1 10-month-old.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
Okay, they just need to hire
Are
like
they
an elementary
paid?
school or something. That is crazy.
It does not specify if they're being
That
paid.
is
I would
way
guess
no. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah,
That must
forget
be
everything
kids.
I
That
said.
must be kids from like not just the bride and or groom, but from like all of the family's kids. That's a lot of kids.
no. Yeah, it essentially sounds like this person is being asked to be designated babysitter for the wedding without getting any kind of like, hey, thanks, or like even an
Yeah.
invite, you know? Allie, what do you think?
One thing to take into consideration is that if you are babysitting, you can't go to the wedding because that would defeat the purpose of having a babysitter.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, they're going to invite somebody, or they're going to ask somebody who's not invited to the wedding to do it.
Well, yeah.
And in my personal opinion, sometimes it gets a little sketchy when it's like family asking for favors like this, whether or not you'd be paid. But I feel like in this instance, you should be compensated in some way, because that is a huge favor to do for somebody. And I'm assuming you would take them like for the entire night and then into the next day. So I don't think it's rude to ask if you ask in a way that's like polite and respectful. I don't know if they necessarily ask that way by asking through their parent. Like they weren't asked directly themselves. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got to provide dinner, probably breakfast, maybe even lunch for 6 kids. That's expensive.
That's a really big ask.
true.
But
Yeah.
even though it's a big ask, I'd say like for family, it is an honor to like be trusted with your with like
Kids.
it is an honor to be trusted with like a family member's children. And I think at the end of the day, it's family. You should come through, even if they're being dicks about it. But
If they were being dicks about it, I think that.
well,
is
I think
different.
if they're
But
just
if
trying
they're
to like
nice
lay
about
them
it,
off,
I would do it. I mean, they're your family, so.
I think it depends kind of if this kind of behavior, obviously not this exact behavior because this person isn't getting married every 5 seconds, hopefully. But
we don't know how long
it's only the
ago
second
that
time.
divorce was.
But you know, if behavior that's indicative of this kind of like attitude happens a lot, I think your response could differ quite drastically.
That's fair.
I agree with that.
I agree with Tony that, you know, you should come through for family as a principle, but I also agree with Allie that like, you know, if they're kind of, it's a big ask, and if they're not being cool about it and you're not even being offered any kind of compensation and stuff like this has happened before, then I think I mean, either way, I think you have a right to be a little annoyed. That's for sure.
Yeah,
But
you
I
can
do
be
think
annoyed.
you should come through.
I agree.
Do you think you should still watch over them?
Yeah, no, and I do think coming through can also include saying, hey, I'm spending a night in and all that, and with paying for kids and looking after them. So maybe you can toss me some change. It should be in the wedding budget anyways.
It should be.
True, honestly.
It's kind of important. If you don't want kids at the wedding, you're going to have to figure out a way that they're not going to be at the wedding and still
That's fair.
in safe hands.
That's why we
So it
invited
should be
nobody
part.
who has children except
That's
for
a
one.
lie. We have invited 2 people who have children.
What about your parents?
All right, do you guys want to talk about sperm donors?
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
All right. So this other one I have for you is significant other wants to be a sperm donor. I don't know how I feel about it. So I think this one's kind of interesting. It's a bit long, but it says, my partner and I have been together for 6 years and we have 2 children, both unplanned. He recently approached me to say he was considering becoming a sperm donor. He's done all the forms and stuff, but won't consider going further with it if he doesn't have my support. And the truth is, I don't really know how I feel about it. He wants me to be sure and doesn't want me to regret agreeing to it later down the road or to not have done it if I do end up realizing that I wouldn't have minded it. Anyway, I know all the positives of him becoming a sperm donor. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to help others become parents. I just don't know how I feel about him having, even if only biologically, other children and our current children having half siblings. And they say, I do have anxiety, so I don't doubt that that's contributing to my worries as well. I really don't want to leave him waiting for an answer for a long time, but I just don't know how to decide or how I feel about it. So any advice kind of would be appreciated.
All right, Talia, we've had this conversation before. What do you think?
I don't remember what I said then, but what I say now is
Oh, I thought that was a joke. You've actually had that conversation?
yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't remember what I said then, but I do think it's a really beautiful thing to be able to help someone have a child. Not everybody is able to do that. And I think that's a really important thing that society needs for people who want to have children. However, I understand her uncomfortableness, I guess, with the idea. Discomfort with the idea. And I think that I know that she doesn't want to keep him waiting, but I feel like this is something that they should spend a longer time preparing for, because I don't know how the system works, but I imagine that a year or 2 years later, he'd still be able to donate. I could be wrong, I don't know, but I feel like if she is really unsure right now, she should just say no, but have it be an open conversation. So not a no, never, but I need to work through this and I need time to do that kind of a thing.
Like a check-in with me later kind of thing.
Yeah, or let's have lots of conversations about this kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my side of the conversation was that, yeah, I agree. I think it's a beautiful thing to be a parent. And I think it's sad that, there's some people out there who don't get that opportunity, who really want to be a parent. And so on my side of things, I'm 85% towards yeah, I'd be happy to, if I felt like that was a good thing to do in that moment to try to help some people out. Because I'm a healthy guy, so
I do think
I
his reasons, I'm interested into what his reasons are. If there are just I feel led to do this, or I don't know. I feel like his reasons matter.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of
we
sketchy.
don't get that
Yeah.
in the post, but yeah, that is true. It sounds like they have a pretty open relationship in terms of communication. And the way she talks about it doesn't make him sound like he's just, some skeevy dude out for weird reasons. But hey, I guess we don't know.
Yeah, we don't need somebody to just shill out sperm to make a bunch of different kids in a bloodline or something. I think it's difficult. The thing that would stop me personally is if I was to contribute to having a child, I'd want to participate in that child's life. But, obviously if I'm marrying Talia, I want to have kids with Talia. But again, I think if it was kind of what I felt was right to do, I would 100% want to help somebody out there have a kid and give them the opportunity when they're 18 to meet me. But other than that, yeah. So we have had the conversation. It's something to think about for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like, from my understanding, it's a choice of whether or not you can be contacted at a certain point or if you want absolutely no contact ever. So I think talking about which he would prefer to do, and if that aligns with what you want, because I think that can make a big difference if you're never going to meet the child versus the potential of meeting them when they're older. And also, like, I don't know if this is the case, but my assumption would be there's not really a sperm shortage. So my main thought of like why somebody would actually go and do this would be for the monetary gain, which is not a bad thing. And like, if you need money, this is like a safe and doable way to get money. And you should be compensated for it because it's your genetic material. I just feel like when he says it's to help other people have children, I'm not sure that would be the main reason of why someone would do it. I feel like it would be financial reasons, which is not bad.
Yeah.
But like, if you need
I
money,
never thought about the money part, to be honest.
That was my first thought as like
Really?
what his reasons were. Like, do they need money? Because from like the post, it didn't sound like they did. But that was also
It
like my
didn't
first
sound like it.
thought was, why does he want to do it?
I thought you just donated it.
Now you get
Just
money.
You get paid. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Based
you got
off
paid.
of my
Now I definitely want to do it. I'm playing.
Yeah, my kind of like average, I don't know, image of sperm donor in my head is someone who's probably, wanting at least the money aspect. Again, not that that's bad, but
I just feel like if based off of my assumption that there's not a sperm shortage, you're not really being called to do something if the space is already filled. Like, you're not filling an empty space.
That's fair, yeah.
right.
Unless
you just
you
feel
want
this
more
internal
genetically-
moral imperative or something,
Yeah. Like, you've already
Yeah.
got 2 kids. So, like, your genetic material will carry on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what the deal is with
But maybe
sperm
there is a
shortage.
sperm. There might be a
Yeah.
shortage. I don't know.
I don't know how that all works really. My side of the discussion we had is that I would definitely do it if it was, if I felt like it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
From my perspective as like a potential partner of somebody that would donate sperm, I think I'd only be comfortable with it if they chose to not have the option to reach out later. Because if we
I don't
wanted to
know
have
how I feel
kids-
about that either. Because I wouldn't want to stop a kid from knowing their biological father, but at the same time, I'm hoping that they have either a father or another parent in the role who they wouldn't feel necessarily like they were missing that part of their life, I guess.
Yeah.
I would only do it if I gave him the opportunity to meet me. I would never want to be their father, but I would be happy to get to know them. Just say what's up.
I'm the one who messed up your life with my awful genetics.
On the subject of the choice to let them meet you or not, I didn't know that was a thing. And do you think you even have full privacy if you choose to say, I don't want my kid to meet me? Because if they really want to, couldn't they just go get a DNA test?
Yes.
It's true.
I mean, that's not
I
hard.
mean, yeah, but it would be kind of, hey, I'm 18 years old. I'd like to know who donated. And they're like, he doesn't want to meet you. And they'd be like, okay, then you're going to try to chase him down, but you already know he doesn't want to get to know you.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, if you take like one of those ancestry DNA tests and then your biological family already has samples on there, a lot of those will connect to you based off of that. So there's a YouTuber that I watch a lot of, and she actually found out that she was like created from a sperm donor because she took one of those ancestry ones and a bunch of her half siblings were on there, and that's like how they found other half siblings from the same sperm donor.
Interesting.
Well, there's a lot of horror stories of that too, like doctors, giving their own, and that's just awful.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's
In general, I don't think that's the case.
In general, no, I don't think that's the case. I really hope
not.
that it's a safe process, and it just helps, people become mothers and fathers or whatever the situation is. And I think that's honorable.
Sean, what would you do in that case? Would you choose to like meet the kid, or would you choose to do no contact?
I don't know if I would donate my sperm, to be honest.
It's too valuable.
Like that cottage cheese that apparently you and Talia love so much.
It's
Gross.
good.
No, it's not. It's
It
abhorrent.
is good.
It is repulsive.
It's just cheese. It tastes good.
I couldn't tell you what it is.
It's called cottage cheese. It's
I
cheese.
couldn't tell you which one it is.
It does not taste like most
It's the
cheese,
one
though.
that's
You
in
can't
like the
tell me
yogurt
that.
container.
Yeah,
What
okay.
would it taste like
couldn't tell you what it
besides
tastes like.
cheese? Milk?
It tastes good, bro.
It tastes. Ugh.
Have you ever had it in something?
I don't know.
What do you mean in something?
In something, I
Like,
just,
like using it to cook.
I don't
Give
know.
us an example.
I didn't
It's
know
kind
there
of
was
like, you can use it kind of like sour cream and like cheese or anything.
Or like soy sauce.
Regardless,
a-
by itself,
Chunky?
by itself, it's already delicious. But if you really think you hate it for some reason, if you cook it in something, you will soon come to realize that it's good, and then you'll want to eat it by itself.
Well, I've never had it, to my knowledge, cooked into something. I'd be willing to try that, but I know for a fact that like if you give me a bowl of cottage cheese, it literally makes me gag.
That's what she said, Sean.
Which part?
It makes me gag. That part.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
He said which part?
So while we were talking about the donor stuff, I looked up something I had recalled but wasn't sure if it was true, and it is true. So weird fact: sperm counts around the world have halved over the past 50 years, with the pace of decline more than doubling since 2000, according to recent research on male fertility. So there's this actually huge crisis in terms of like viable sperm, apparently.
There you go, Allie.
I've seen that, and I looked into it a little bit. And so it does seem like it's trending that way, but I'm not sure how like significant the results are, because someone was pointing out that there's not much. There's a specific word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it. There's not much similarity between the different studies that they're comparing. So like some of them will immobilize the sperm before counting, whereas other ones won't immobilize the sperm before counting. And then you only count a certain part of the sample. And do you check if it's like the sperm homogeneous in the sample? I don't think most people do. So I do like, it does seem like it's trending down. I'm just not sure how significantly, because the results aren't the most comparable.
I gotcha. That's interesting.
Interesting insight.
Yeah. So the methodology might be a little.
Yeah.
Don't just read headlines, Sean. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's a real thing though. Like Allie was raising that, I think, to sort of question how, like to what extent it's happening, but it is definitely happening, which is kind of weird. And I wonder if that has to do with like environmental factors or, I don't know, microplastics.
It's because men aren't being real men, and they're sitting at their desks on their computers doing jobs that someone else should do.
Don't call Tony and I out like that.
Hey, I actually have power tools, okay? Sean, you don't own a single power tool.
Tony, I also have power tools,
Hey,
and
I've
I'm
got
a woman.
I have more than
toolkit,
you,
though.
Allie, and I actually
Do
use
you?
them.
Do you?
Yeah. List all your power
Yeah.
tools.
A vacuum is a tool and it requires power.
Oh my
Wrong,
God, Sean.
And I got a regular old hammer and stuff and a bunch of screwdrivers.
Only women are allowed to do housework, Sean,
Yeah.
obviously.
Me, Tony, and you all have white shirts on.
No, mine's
Do we
blue.
all-
I have black.
Oh,
My shirt's blue.
Get out of
It
here,
looks
Tony.
white, Tony.
It's
It
blue.
does.
It looks like white in the light, but it is blue. It's like a very. It's an
Orientation, baby. Let's
Oh,
go.
it's that stupid baby blue that they adopted a few years ago.
the powder blue.
Yeah, the powder blue. I don't like that color. I don't hate it as a color by itself, but I don't think it works for Ole Miss. The classic navy
Okay.
paired way better with the red.
I think that's a really bad take.
I don't really care. Either
Blue and
way.
red don't really go together, anyways.
What?
What?
Have you seen Snow White? That's like a
Yeah, okay,
I've
those
seen
are
the
like
American
good. That's a good
flag.
blue and red.
That's a
I'm saying like
classic color combo.
navy blue and dark red don't go along together.
A navy blue and dark red
It's not even-
definitely go together.
They definitely go
I
I've always
like
thought it was
the
ugly.
color combination.
Like looking at
Are
Ole
you-
Miss colors, I
Are you
always
colorblind, Tony?
He is actually a little bit.
I'm a little
This,
bit.
That
Yeah.
could have something to do
No,
with
no,
it.
no, no. When I see like Ole Miss like blue and red together, I always thought it looked pretty ugly.
Well, that's
You're
a
not
take.
gonna like what I'm about to say about you, Tony. Whenever I've seen you.
Let it out. Let it loose.
I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
And I'm not even colorblind. I don't need it,
She
Tony.
doesn't need to find you attractive. That's my job.
Way to console him.
That's the truth.
Don't cry, Tony. Blue sky.
Scatterbrains Alley's a bully.
I'm
They
the
know.
bully.
How?
I'm the
Who did I bully? Who did I bully?
You just bullied me about the pizza and the basil leaf on the pizza.
That was just a joke, and it was going
This
back and
is
forth.
what
It was
I
going
was
back and
just-
forth right then.
Well, it's not my fault. You can't take
You
what
called
I'm
me a
dishing
picky
out.
eater, so I clap back. All right,
What did I call you?
you called me a picky eater.
How dare you?
Yeah, see, I only came for you in response to you coming for me. You just volunteered the information that I'm ugly as shit, and that's fine. I'm getting married. You're not, bitch. Oh, take that
You've
one.
got a point there. You've got a point there.
Everybody's coming for each other. We got sperm donors. You know, it's
Scatterbrains, somebody wife Allie up, okay? She's an eligible bachelorette, pretty smart.
heck
She has
yeah.
a really dumb cat.
But he's
He is pretty
lovable.
stupid.
Yeah. He's a sweetie. There's not much going on up there, though.
I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at.
Scatterbrains, don't approach Allie on the streets at night.
Because she will fuck you up.
She will mace you.
She's vicious.
Tase.
Tase.
I don't have mace.
She will
Maybe I
tase
shouldn't
your
tell
ass.
She
people
will
that.
kill you. You will
She's
die.
gonna tase you in the eyeballs. If you
Ow!
survive,
If
you
you
will be
have
blind.
any cardiac arrhythmias, do not approach me because I will tase you to death.
Make sure to check if you have cardiac arrhythmias before trying to flirt with Allie.
Okay, let's get those creative juices flowing with our next segment, Scattered Pitch.
Great ideas? We got them. This is Scattered Pitch.
Woo, 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 woo.
Okay, welcome to Scattered Pitch, the segment where we come up with the coolest, funniest, and most creative stuff that no one asked for. I'm going to say a prompt, and my three friends here will have to come up with a suitable pitch on the spot.
Not on the spot. Gosh, I hate on the spot.
That's what the whole
Wasn't this your
segment
idea,
is.
Tony?
Yeah, you came up with
No,
this
no,
segment.
no, no.
On the spot
on-
is a trivia team that
Yeah,
always wins.
It's our arch nemesis at
Oh.
trivia.
Oh, you've talked
They're
about
not-
them.
Yeah, they're not listening to the podcast, but
but if
you
they
are,
do, they'll know we hate
screw
them.
you.
You know, well, every good podcast has to have a nemesis. Normally that nemesis is another podcast, but it can be this trivia team if you want.
I bet
They
they'd have
they
a
take it way
podcast.
too serious. Like, come on, chill out.
You're just jealous.
It's like you go to a bar and they're not even drinking alcohol. They're just like trying to win, and they know
That's
everything.
lame.
And I'm just like, stop being a nerd.
They do know everything, and it's annoying.
Yeah, just like play the game, have some cider, and lose. Come on. Everybody else does it because
And
you always
not-
win.
Not,
Ugh.
not that we're anywhere ever close to getting first place,
We've placed once.
but we do
It was-
hate them
yeah.
for getting first place every time.
And being annoying about it, pretentious about it. Like, come on.
Yeah,
On the
that's
spot,
true.
I'm calling you out.
I mean, they know what they're doing. It definitely takes away from the experience of everybody else when the purpose of, at least I think, trivia nights at bars and restaurants and stuff is to just go with whoever your friends are, not cultivate a crazy team of people who are going to know everything and then try to go ultra competitive and win. It's just to have fun and know some things and don't know other things, and maybe you win, maybe you don't. It's just fun.
You know, they went to the freaking NFL trivia combine over there and fucking got the best players. And I'm just like, chill out, dude. Have friends.
I want to hear Sean's prompt.
So we just had the Women's World Cup, and the next Men's World Cup is being held in cities across North America in 2026. And as North Americans ourselves, I thought we should do our part to contribute to such a grand event. So now each World Cup has its own theme song sung by a famous artist, such as Waka Waka by Shakira for the, I think it was 2010 South Africa.
Is that what that was for?
Yeah, it's a bob. It's total bob.
Total Bob.
Will it be playing at our wedding? Yes, it will.
Heck yeah. You're just going to throw on the FIFA playlist.
Pretty much.
And there's one Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
As professional songwriters, your task is to come up with the next anthem for the beautiful game's biggest stage and pitch it to your North American artist of choice. Your song must have a distinct genre, have lyrics that fit the context of the song, have at least one verse and one chorus, so you don't need to write like a whole thing, but you need to have some sort of structure that can be implied to like make a bigger song.
It's going to be really difficult.
And then it at least in some way be representative of North America, whether that's lyric style or like who you choose to perform it. Some of this stuff, you know, whatever. I know this is kind of a hard one. Most importantly,
kind of a hard one. Wow.
I just want it to be off the cuff. It'll be fun. Okay. Most importantly, you all must contribute to a performance of it in order to convince your chosen pop star to officially record it. So, for example, one or more of you can sing or rap or whatever. You can pretend to be an instrument or something, and ideally someone will be creating a beat.
Oh my god.
So let me just put this out here, guys. As in Talia and Allie, not the guys here. I'm hosting the next episode that we're doing in several weeks, and Sean, payback time is coming your way.
But then that's also coming their way too.
No,
you're gonna structure it to just make it suck for me.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
And that's why Tony and I are friends.
It doesn't have to be crazy. Just like
because hell yeah,
go off
We're
the
friends?
cuff with it. It's fun.
All right. First off, I think it should be a rapper.
Okay.
So Taylor Swift.
Or Taylor Swift. Or
Taylor
a rapper
Swift
and a
She has a rapping history.
Kind of.
Okay, so going on to the lyrics.
Taylor
let's
Swift.
say,
Wait. No. Taylor Swift featuring who? You know rappers.
No, I'm okay with a rapper. We could do 21 Savage.
No, so Lil Baby actually did the last World Cup song, and it wasn't great. So
Not Lil Baby then.
no, so I'm thinking we don't need to go like a trap rapper. We gotta do like something else.
I don't.
Like Young Gravy.
Young Gravy, I could get behind Young Gravy.
He raps about like boobs and
I will
shit.
sing to that man.
So-
No, that's 21 Savage.
Yeah, that's
dang.
but that's just a feature he used, or like a sample. Okay. So the World Cup is actually going to be Mexico, USA, and Canada. So we should, bring in elements from all of those. Canada, we can say we shampoo our hair with maple syrup.
I don't like it. That's bad.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad rhythm. But,
Sorry.
Are the World Cup songs, I don't know much about them. Are they supposed to talk about soccer in any
They
sort
talk
of
about
way?
national pride.
National pride.
Yeah, pride.
Because there's also like waving
competition.
flag. Like, have you heard that? It's like waving flag. Dude, that honestly, that okay, that one came out the same year as Waka Waka, bro. I'm saying
two?
hot take, waving flag better than Waka Waka. That is a banger.
It's a hot take, but I don't necessarily disagree. I think they're both really good.
Can we amend this to just make like the chorus?
Yeah, you can just do the chorus. Yeah.
And can it be like a 4-line chorus that repeats over
Guns.
and over and over again?
I'm gonna need at least
Violence.
4 bars. Yeah.
Please.
We love.
Maple
We
syrup.
love
Maple
guns,
syrup.
so shoot it at the goal.
Oh, okay. And then we'll just. I can't do this.
We claim to be free, but Steal all your money.
Hands up in the air.
No, that's good. Like some sort of chant that's just, generic party chant.
Gotta put your hands up.
No, that's a song. Hands
And
up.
they say there. And
And
they
they
say there.
there.
And they say there. Oh,
Okay. Best idea ever. We just mash up a bunch of American classic songs and make
Only
that.
American?
It's got to be original.
It's gotta be original.
Sean, you're digging
Sean.
your hole way deeper, bro.
Hands up in the air.
You got a deep ass hole, Sean.
Win like you don't care. We are gonna show a lot of flair.
So you better prepare.
So you better, yeah, there, boom, done.
All right, I need a performance.
All right, let's hit it, Talia. No, you're doing the lyrics.
No
I'll
one
do-
else
I
knows
don't
the lyrics,
remember
Talia.
the lyrics.
You were the one that
It starts with hands up in the air.
I don't remember the second one. No, hands up
Win
in
like
the
we
air.
don't. Win like we don't care. Show a lot of flair. Better prepare.
Fuck.
You better
It was 4
prepare.
bars.
Show a lot of flair. Win like you don't even care.
Allie,
Put
this
your
could be-
hands
this could
in
be-
the air. Yeah. Hands
Allie,
up
I
in
gotta-
the
come on.
air. Add up with some flair. Yeah. You gotta win. You gotta care.
No, not
You
care.
better fight and prepare.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That was
All right,
horrible.
All right, Allie,
hit
add
us with
to it.
something.
Come on. Boom
Keep it going.
shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.
Well, fuck your mom if you beat us.
No way. That's the end of the song. Or it just goes into like an instrumental break. Well, fuck your mom if you beat us.
Something, you'll get diabetes
Ooh.
while you're here.
While you're here. This is awesome.
Because our health is bad.
Talia and Allie, I think we have the majority here. If we decide that Sean has to do something too right now, he's got to sing a little song for
I
us.
vote for it.
I
No,
vote for
Can
I'm
you
the host. I don't
harmonize
have to.
for it?
You can make
Yeah.
me do it. I
Okay.
can harmonize for you guys.
We voted
3 to
1, so you got to go for it, Sean. Belt
I gotta
it.
harmonize.
And then Tony will edit the song together.
Just auto-tune the shit out of my voice.
And he'll put
Okay.
it at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
I'll put it at the end of the segment.
Go on.
Well, I thought I was harmonizing.
Yeah.
No, just
Yeah,
fucking
you're
sing,
just by
dude.
yourself.
No,
for
you
it.
guys gotta sing. Hey,
No.
I gave you this prompt.
No, we
Am I
voted.
singing the
Voted.
song?
Hey, this is a democracy. You can't,
Okay, but then you can't make me do some bullshit next week. Put your hands up in the air. We in America. Put
In
your hands
Canada.
up in the air.
And
Down south,
Mexico.
Mexico air. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't remember. What was the next lyric?
That was just
You're
for
making
one?
it up, dude.
It's
I'm
not a
trying to make the
song.
same thing
I
you guys said.
wrote the lyrics.
Scoring like we don't care. We'll hit you with our fatal flare. We're playing the beautiful game. If you don't like it, then you're so lame. We're gonna come at you with all we got, and we're coming at you with a really fast shot. We're playing soccer, they call it football in other places, but this is America. This is America.
North
And Canada and Mexico.
America. North
But
America.
mostly
Just say North
America. We like guns and we'll shoot you if you beat us. Okay, that's my song.
So
You were supposed to harmonize.
Entirely separate song. Why did you?
I don't know, the instructions were unclear.
They were.
this proves a point that he made this prompt because he wanted to do
Yeah,
it.
Sean had just
Yeah,
that
I think
secretly
you just
prepared.
wanted to make a song.
No, I didn't. I wanted you guys to do it, and then
No,
you were
I didn't.
too
I
chicken
only
to
go
do
to
it.
a music school.
You were too chicken to do it, and then you made me harmonize. Well, I
Laughing
can't.
intensified. Look at her. She's having an aneurysm. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I hate that I'm
That's
missing
not
this.
what an aneurysm looks like.
Boo.
Talia is currently squeezing her cheeks because she has been laughing too hard.
Oh, do they
Okay.
get painful when you laugh too much? Mine do too.
So, okay.
Yeah.
To accentuate Sean's amazing performance, I think the three of us should offer some ad libs that I'll edit in later.
Canada.
Canada. Maple syrup.
Come on. Yeah, something like that.
Sorry.
Sean,
A
dude, you can't
boot?
do it all, dude.
Hola.
What?
Golazo!
For
This
French
is the part of this
Canada.
segment where I'm going to say, I'm not going to make you listen to all this twice. Sean sang a big song, and I'm going to edit it all together. Here you go.
I can't do this.
Put your hands up in the air. We in America. Put your hands up in the air. Down south, Mexico air.
Blazing.
Oh yeah. Scoring like we don't care. We'll hit you
Show
with
a lot of
our
flair.
fatal flair.
Golazo!
We're playing a beautiful game.
Canada.
If you don't like it, then you're so lame.
We love violence.
We're gonna come at you with all we got, and we're coming at you with
Maple
a
syrup.
really fast shot. We're playing soccer, they call it football in other places, but
Canada.
this is America. This is America.
Canada.
And Canada and Mexico,
Maple syrup.
but mostly America.
Canada.
We like guns, and we'll shoot you if you beat us.
Violence.
Put your hands in the air.
Hands up in the air.
You better prepare. Show a lot of flair.
Show a lot of flair.
Win like you don't even care.
Don't care.
Hands up in the air.
Air.
Fight and prepare. You gotta win. You gotta
Don't
care.
We'll
care.
fuck your mom if you beat us.
We'll fuck your mom if you beat us. Put your hands up in the air.
Don't care.
Well, I can't. You guys told me to harmonize. I can't harmonize with you guys if you don't like sing.
You should have
You sang your own
Dude,
fucking
we're on
song.
Skype.
Because
bro.
you sang it. You made up a thing, and I can't just like harmonize with it if I don't have anything to harmonize to.
Dude wants to play an
Figure
orchestra
it out.
recital on the fucking Skype over here.
I
We're not
literally
in
asked
sync,
you guys
dude.
to come up with like a third of a song, and you were like, "Oh, I don't want to do it."
Yeah, because we're bad.
Who cares? That's
I
what makes it
said I
funny. I sang a really
I wonder if
stupid
I
thing
said
because you
my
guys made me,
food.
and it was funny.
You had
Come
a lot
on.
of confidence. I was impressed by the amount of confidence you had.
Yeah, you know, whatever.
Hey,
you know.
I literally sang like on 4 episodes, guys. Like I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not
gonna
like we
take
haven't
any
sung
of your
before.
shit, Sean. You're like, dude. I sang first so that you could walk. All right. I walked so you could ran. I crawled so you could climb.
Ran. I think after a performance like the one we just witnessed, it's probably best to take stock of our physical and mental health. So let's do that with this week's Scattered Self-Care.
This is Scattered Self-Care to ward off the looming despair.
Okay, Scattered Self-Care is the part of the show where we take time to talk about our own well-being, how we maintain it, and what steps we can take to improve it. I know we normally talk about ourselves because it is self-care, but today I want to discuss things we can do to help care for those close to us, which is something that not only helps the person or people in question, but can also help us feel good as well. So I want us all to think about someone or multiple someones in our lives that we really care about and what we can do to help them either on their self-care journey or just in feeling supported and feeling good in general. Talia, do you have anyone that's coming to mind?
I mean, the main person that comes to mind is Tony, because I see him every day.
Yawn. Boring answer.
Okay. Well, I don't really talk to anybody else about self-care / you guys, except you guys. So maybe that's something I can do in the future. Talk to my sisters and their husbands about self-care. As for what I think I should do for Tony, just encourage him to take some breaks and just do something relaxing, as we've got a big day coming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be on that grind the whole time, Tony.
Yeah.
No, not on our honeymoon. That'll be the first break I take since graduation.
Hopefully, a few days before the wedding, you will not be on a grind.
We'll be grinding for the wedding. Yeah. There's definitely an individual that I'm helping with self-care a lot these past month and a half or so. I think being present for people and always checking in is very important. I think if somebody in your life has a very determined goal for their self-care, it's good to make sure that, you know, you're it's not their responsibility to tell you that you're on track. Talk to them, say how you doing today on this goal of yours. I try to practice that with a lot of my friends with things I know that's going on in their lives. I try to ask them how it's going. But in general, if people are like trying to take better care of themselves or have difficult moments going on in their lives, to be present, encouraging, and supportive in whatever way you can, and be consistent. I think that is one of the main things to help people in your life with self-care, is just being consistent, because that's something we've talked about on the show, how we're trying to be consistent in our own self-care, and so what better way to help somebody else in their self-care than to be a consistent positive part in their life.
Nice. I like that. Especially the consistency part and just being present.
That's just what I said.
Okay, Allie, what do you have to say?
I think for mine, it would be more of a group of people, and that would be the people that I go to school with. We have a really big exam coming up, and one thing that I've noticed that helps me, and I've also heard other people explicitly say it helps them, is when you express how much you're struggling, because then it makes other people feel better that they're also struggling. So just asking people how they're doing and then commiserating in all of our shared misery together. I think it's nice to make it a shared experience. So.
Yeah, definitely agree. I had a lot of moments like that back at Ole Miss where, especially with Chinese, that was a pretty tough program at times. I think you can agree, Talia. And sometimes in the early days, especially when we didn't all know each other as well, it was like, well, like, am I the only one like having a tough time with that, or like X or Y or Z, And then once you kind of get to know each other, we'd have little like, F this sucks, like this is rough sessions, and not that we actually totally meant that, but just that it helps to kind of vent about something and know that other people are on the struggle as much as you. Ellie, I had to abbreviate at least one word this podcast because I know you hate it.
Yeah, I'd say to all scatterbrains out there, if there's, no matter what position you're in self-care, there's always somebody that you can call upon. There's always some sort of positive thing you can latch on to, and that is all self-care. To find somebody and to look at the positives and keep hope.
And if you don't have anybody like that you can think of, then that can be listening to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
Just talking about stuff like this each episode hopefully helps some people know that they're not the only ones struggling with stuff. But that was this week's Scattered Self-Care. This is Scattered Truth, a game with 3 potential facts where only one is actually true. My co-hosts have to guess which one it is, and they can only ask me for explanations on 2 of them.
Give me truth on the scattered truth.
I got 2 rounds for you, and both are themed around sitcoms, which I think is something we all love, a genre of television we all love.
Have we seen these sitcoms?
I think
that's the question.
I think if you haven't, I think you've seen most of them, or you definitely know of all of them. They're not like obscure shows. First potential fact for Parks and Rec, you know that show, right?
Yes.
Sure.
I love it.
For Parks and Rec, Nick Offerman originally auditioned as a love interest for the character Ann Perkins, but he was more or less told he was too old. Second fact, the show New Girl, which was originally meant to be titled Chicks and Dicks. And fact number 3, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia became the longest running American sitcom when its 15th season aired in 2022.
Didn't we do that fact at trivia at some point?
I have no idea.
No. You don't remember that?
No, That's not ringing a bell.
It rings a bell for me. Are we allowed to ask who the first person was, or is that like part of the explanation?
The first person.
Nick Offerman?
Nick Offerman?
Yeah.
He's the guy with the mustache.
He's Ron Swanson. in
Oh, Ron
Parks and Rec.
Swanson? Dang.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't think it's that one.
Interesting.
I don't think it's the
That would
Parks
be
and Recs one because I feel like Ron Swanson is probably a character they had written in it from the start. Which I know that what the fact doesn't necessarily mean that, and that they didn't, but I feel like it would be a different actor that was going for that for the role Sean mentioned and didn't get it for being too old or for another reason.
All right. I'm interested in hearing explanations for the second and third fact.
I want an explanation for the first one. No cap.
The Ron Swanson one that you just said no to?
Yeah, because it might change. It might change my view.
Okay, well then.
My thing for the Chicks and Dicks one, I think it's a different show, not New Girl.
I feel like that one could be true. I feel like it was originally a different name. I don't know if it was Chicks and Dicks, though.
Well, a lot
Can
of
you
shows have different
make
names.
a show called Chicks and Dicks?
I don't know.
Can you spell dicks?
DICK.
I don't think you could make a sitcom with the word dicks.
What was
in
the
it.
third fact?
I feel like that's why it might be true.
Oh, it was
The Sunny in Philadelphia one.
Yeah, it's Sunny.
See, that's like, I remember that. I feel like that's true. For some reason, I remember.
Sunny in Philadelphia in 2022.
What? No, I feel like that's true, is what I said.
Which one is true?
This, bro.
Which one?
Are you
Tony,
playing?
do you want me to just repeat it so that you know what she's talking about?
The Always Sunny in Philly. Yes. Repeat it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
The third potential fact is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia became the longest running American sitcom when its 15th season aired in 2022.
Did they have a show in 2022?
I don't know. That's the one part that I'm not sure about.
I feel like that's cap. It's the wrong year.
Do you want
Do they have
explanations on any of
15
these?
seasons
Wait!
of Sunny?
Wait!
I vaguely remember. I remember learning about in trivia on one of our trivia nights. The longest running sitcom. It wasn't.
No, it's not Sunnyside Philadelphia.
It wasn't Grey's Anatomy, but it was something similar.
It's Grey's
I think
Anatomy.
Grey's
Oh.
Anatomy would be a drama,
Yeah,
not
that's
a
not a sitcom.
sitcom.
Yeah.
Because I was
Wondered,
also
though.
wondering that, because I know Grey's Anatomy has more seasons.
Oh, maybe
than
it was just
15,
TV show,
But I
not-
think,
No,
oh,
No,
But I remember-
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it was Sunnyside.
I think it'd be a drama.
I remember. It's
I don't
Always
think
Sunny
it's
in
that one.
Philadelphia being mentioned at some point.
I think that was a whole category on TV shows, though. That one time.
Well,
But I don't recall.
all right.
Would you like an explanation on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the explanation is prior to it becoming the longest running show, it was tied with ABC's The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, which aired for 14 seasons.
That means nothing to
Like,
me.
do you mean Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always Sunny? Okay.
Well, he can't lie in the facts, so then
Yeah, you can't
if
lie
he's
in
saying
the-
That's
it,
what I'm
then
saying.
then he's just giving it away that's the true fact.
Mm,
Sorry, I'm just playing the dingwad this episode. I'm sorry, guys.
The what?
You might be on to something, Tony. The
The
dingwad.
Oh,
The
dingwad.
dingwad.
Ding,
I heard
Yeah.
dingweb.
obviously.
That's in
Um,
Merriam-Webster's dictionary over there, dude.
So the fact was the show New Girl was originally meant to be titled Chicks and Dicks. The explanation is Zoe Deschanel, the star of New Girl, reportedly almost passed out upon first reading the script.
That's
That's-
irrelevant.
yeah.
She looks like she would pass out easily from anything. So I don't
I think the safest answer is number 3, but I feel like that's just like a lame, like, true fact.
I feel like, yeah. Well, I can see that. I feel like the 2022. I don't trust the 2022. It's gonna mess with my heart. But I'm.
Oh, I'll just Google it. What's Sunny?
Oh, you're
No.
so.
I'm going with Chicks and Dicks.
Chicks and Dicks and Sunny are my two choices.
I'm gonna go with Sunny based off of the same reasoning that Tony was saying.
I'm going
I
Chicks
have
and
no
Dicks.
idea.
Tag
So the
frickin'
group is
nabbit.
voting
Okay.
2 for Sunny, So the group is voting Sunny.
No, the group.
Wait,
I haven't put my vote in
Talia
yet.
hasn't chosen.
I
I
thought
said
you
I
said.
was. I said I was for both of them.
Okay.
She's in between.
Talia, you can't.
Freaking
You can't.
damn
Oh well, I'm for all three of them. Okay.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, I want to do Chicks and Dicks. I feel like it might be Sunny, but
It could be all of them.
it could be all of them. So I'm gonna vote number 2.
Okay, so
All
we're
right,
locking it in
number
for
2
Chicks and
it
Dicks.
is. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so I can tell you that for Parks and Rec, Nick Offerman, who plays Ron Swanson, originally audition as a love interest for the character Ann Perkins, but he was not told that he was too old. He was told he wasn't attractive enough.
Oh,
Rude.
Right? Yeah, rough.
damn.
So that one's false.
That hurts. But I'm glad we got it
And-
right.
I'm glad I'm not in showbiz. I wouldn't be able to take that.
So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the longest running live action American sitcom. The longest running
Live
American
action?
sitcom in general is The Simpsons.
Oh.
So we got it right?
Yep, the new girl was actually Chicks and Dicks.
Good job,
Let's
team.
go.
Well thought,
How?
well reasoned, you guys. Well done.
Not for Allie.
I thought Allie did pick
I'm
Chicks and
playing
Dicks.
No, Allie.
No.
Allie picked
Oh.
Suicide.
Yeah. So
But she,
yeah,
the group
I
picked it.
didn't think you'd be able to have a sitcom with the word dicks in it.
That does seem crazy.
that's fair.
Maybe that's why they changed the name.
It says Zoe Deschanel almost passed on the project because it was originally called that.
Oh, passed out or passed on the project?
Well, both. Like
Oh,
she almost
okay.
didn't do it, and when she first read the script, she was like, "What the hell?" And then almost passed out.
Well, she was
Reportedly.
perfect for it, so I'm glad she did.
That's a pretty dramatic reaction to reading a script.
Well,
Just
yeah.
faint,
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
come on now.
She's an
That's fair.
actress.
Well, she almost did.
Second round, also sitcom related, because I had wanted to do it again. First potential fact. The Carlton dance from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was partly inspired by Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox, who,
Yes.
We
dude,
know
I can
who
tell you
Courtney
who that
Cox
is
is.
if you don't know who that is.
I need to know.
Okay, she
Oh.
plays Monica Geller. She's most famous for playing Monica Geller on Friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And if you ask for an explanation on that one, I have more info for you than what I just said.
Oh, okay.
So
Are you gonna perform the dance for us?
no.
Well,
Second,
you have to now. If the three of us vote on it.
We need the
oh, is
visual
that how that
aid.
works? I just got to do whatever you tell me if enough people vote. I don't think that's how that works.
It's called
All right.
democracy, baby.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Second potential fact. Ed Helms, known in the sitcom world, at least, for his role as Andy Bernard in The Office, almost played Job Bluth in Arrested Development. And
What?
third potential fact, the Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas episode of Community was nominated for a Hugo Award.
I think it's the
I don't
second
know what
one.
that
I think I've
is.
heard that fact before.
The second one makes sense.
Some
I don't know
award-
if
dude,
you-
all the awards have different names and none of them mean a single thing.
I can tell you in the explanation.
No, not
Go
yet.
for it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
What? Okay. What?
I need
What
a
are we
group vote.
feeling? What are we feeling, guys?
I'm feeling number 2. Easy. Done.
I'm okay with number 2.
Like, you think it's number 2, or you want to hear an
Yeah, that's
explanation for number two?
facts.
Well,
That's
let's
facts.
do an explanation for number 2.
The role ended up going to Will Arnett, who described the character as, quote, a guy who thought of himself as the chosen son, even though it was obvious to everyone else that he was the least favorite.
All right.
Unhelpful.
Well, the first one was the dance, and the third one was
Abed's Uncontrollable
I bet
Christmas.
the uncontrollable Christmas.
All right,
Which episode is that?
I can tell you if you ask for an explanation.
Can I have an explanation, please?
Yeah, let's have an explanation.
Give it to me.
Okay. The episode sees the group go into a claymation Christmas world known as Planet Abed to discover the meaning of Christmas.
I skipped all the claymation ones because I don't like claymation.
Boo,
I don't like
Allie, boo.
claymation.
You thumbs down. You're not a true fan. That's mm-mm. Okay, and then there's also more to the explanation. The Hugo Award is a prestigious annual literary award. given to the best science fiction or fantasy works and achievements of the previous year.
I could see Community winning an award for that.
Was it nominated
You
or did
could've-
it win it? What was the fact?
Nominated.
I could see that.
I could see it, but I'm sticking with my Ed Helms over here. And you know what my my reasoning is? That I think the time of history makes sense, but also the Will Arnett, Ed Helms, they're in the same family of style of acting. So it's very believable that they would go up for the same role and just have different takes on how to portray it. And so, and I also think I've heard that fact, and this is all going to bite me in the ass when I'm wrong. But yeah, and I think that the whole like Courtney Cox thing, bro, who cares? I don't think she can dance like that. I don't know about all that shit. The Community thing could work, but I haven't seen Community. I don't know what a Hugo Award is.
He just told us what a Hugo
Yeah, I know,
Award
but like
I'll be honest, I didn't listen.
But like Hugo Boss
Read it
over
again.
here can suck a dick, and so I'm going with Ed Helms.
What's everybody else
Okay.
thinking?
2 for 2, baby. Let's go. Come on.
If Tony feels like he's heard that fact before,
Don't
I'm
trust me, Allie.
comfortable
Don't
going
trust
with
me.
number
Okay,
2.
go with your own gut.
Yeah, but I don't have.
You don't have a gut.
She's
Go
lacking
to
a
the
gut.
doctor, dude.
You kind of need
I gotta
one.
get that back.
I'm
While she thinks about that, isn't it interesting how in sci-fi movies, when there's like a robotic character of some sort that doesn't have emotions, like the human instinct that they need to learn throughout the movie is how to go with your gut? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
Give me an example. I definitely know the kind of narrative trope you're talking about, but I'm
You don't
struggling
watch
to
enough
think
Star
of an
Trek
example.
to know what
I'm-
I'm talking about.
I
None of
haven't
them
watched
do.
any Star Trek.
Okay.
I
No wonder you're done.
I put it on my watch list.
Oh
I'm sorry.
my gosh. I am choosing to go with number 2 as well.
Okay.
I'm like interested in seeing if number 1 is right, and that's what. But we're going number 2, baby.
So everybody's voting number 2? Well, I can tell you that the Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas episode of Community was not nominated for a Hugo Award. It was the episode Remedial Chaos Theory.
Yeah,
The
it's that
one-
one. I knew
The one with multiple
the
timelines with a
dice.
different character going to get the pizza. Yeah, and
Ah.
That makes perfect sense.
yeah. And
That one I watched because it's not claymation. So
that's a classic. You gotta go back and watch. Anyway, okay. The Carlton dance from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was partly inspired by Courtney Cox.
Oh.
And
How?
that is true. So, if you would have asked for an explanation, I would have told you that Courtney Cox, blah, 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 most famous for being Monica and Friends. But before that, she appeared in the music video for Bruce Springsteen's song Dancing in the Dark, where the boss himself pulls her on stage to dance with him. And she was just 20 years old when that video was filmed, and her moves combined with Eddie Murphy's White Man Dance were the primary inspiration for the Carlton.
what the fuck? What was the truth behind number 2?
So it was not Ed Helms. It was Rainn Wilson who plays Dwight Schrute.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
I can see it. I think the choice they made was good.
Better.
I'm thoroughly
Yeah.
disappointed. Rainn Wilson would have been a better actor. I'm just kidding. I'm actually disappointed that I failed.
Yeah.
was
I
gonna say,
failed
don't
at
think I can see anything
life.
else but Will Arnett as Job. All right, gang. Do we want to wrap up?
You should always wrap up.
Unless you're trying to have a kid or donate sperm.
Okay. On that note, that brings us to the end of episode 7. To all you scatterbrains out there, we thank you very much for listening to some, at least today, it's very strange, chatter to scatter your brain and boredom with us, the Scattercast. And I want to mention again, you can find full episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. On YouTube, we also post podcast segments, and on Instagram and TikTok, you can find shorter reels. That's at the Scattercast on all platforms. So keep up with us if you're enjoying the podcast and want more. And as always, we appreciate you listening. I'm
We're
Sean,
gonna
and
comment
I've been
on
your
everything.
host.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
Sean, and I've been your host today.
I'm
Tony,
Talia.
I'm Tony, and I'm the dingwad. I'm sorry.
And I'm Allie.
And this has been the Scattercast. Thanks
The
for listening.
Scattercast.
Scattercast!
Pew, 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 pew.
Thanks
Calculated.
for listening
But
to
JB.
That's so
the Scattercast.